This is not my usual setup, but we're gonna go with it, and we're gonna be really nice to me about the fact that I look like shit. Hey guys, it's Lilith. Welcome back to my channel. I believe this is getting posted on New Year's Day, I think. I might be wrong about that, but I think this is getting posted on New Year's Day. As I film this, it's Christmas night. I hope that any of you who celebrate Christmas had a good Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope that whatever holiday you had over the season, that you had a great time and that you guys are doing well. The videos you guys have been seeing from my channel for, the last like 7 weeks, were all not me of the present. You saw like 8 weeks ago, so like 2 months ago, you saw a video of me in my kitchen, like upset about my shifting slump. And then you got 4 weeks in a row of Shift Talk compilations. And then you got my pre-recorded video on my Hogwarts lore drop. And then a week ago today, the subliminal that Carly and I made, Lumos, came out. If you guys haven't tried that yet, I would love for you to try it. We made it with the hopes of it helping to inspire people to feel excited about their shifting journey the way that they were when they first found out about shifting. So if you guys have tried that, let me know how it worked for you. I'm really, really proud of it, and I'm really excited about it. I thought I would do a cheeky little check-in with you about like an update for my shifting slump before I try to get back to regularly scheduled programming. I did put up a link, which I'm gonna actually keep open and put in the description here so people that are only on my YouTube can find it and put ideas in. I created a Google form where people could give me ideas for videos they really want to see on this channel. And I got a lot of really good ideas. People were talking about doing like a get ready to shift with me video. People were asking for script with me videos. People were asking for more lore drops. There were people who were asking for like videos on different types of motivation, stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to take ideas from the list. I am also eventually going to do another shifting based Q&A on here. I think, oh no, one of my stickers on my computer is pulling up. I think the most recent Q&A I did on this channel was a non-shifting Q&A. And I think we are at, I think like it's been like 9, maybe 8 months since I did the last shifting Q&A. I think that was like how I got back into my channel in like, I want to say like March. So yeah, it's been more like 9 months actually. Wow. So I'm hoping to do that soon, so it's not like a once a year thing. But I wanted to give you guys an update on where I was with shifting and my shifting projects, as well as just like how I'm doing mentally, because I made it like pretty clear I was having some mental struggles when I made that video. I don't exactly know what day of the shifting slump that it is. It's probably day 50. But I think I'm actually slowly coming out of the slump, if I'm honest with you. I am feeling better than I was last time I came to talk to you guys about my shifting slump. The last time that we talked about it, I was feeling honestly like borderline insulted because I was so unmotivated. I was like really pissed off and really irritated. And even just like thinking about shifting made me mad. And I think it's because there is so much shifting in all of my life and in all of my day that I think honestly I was like starting to grow resentful, which I think is understandable, because this channel is like 98% shifting content. And then the Batshit Crazy podcast that I co-host with Carly, which you can find in the description along with the Discord server for fans of that, is also all about shifting. And then my TikTok is all about shifting. And then the tarot readings that I do for people, which you can find the email for that in the description if you want to do a consultation about getting a shifting reading for yourself, is also, I only do shifting readings. So I felt like doing readings for nothing but shifting, doing a podcast about shifting, doing YouTube about shifting, TikTok about shifting. All my friends are shifters. My sister's a shifter, and really just like being surrounded by it, I feel like it was taking away from everything else that I do, because shifting is a part of my life, but it's not my whole life. And I think I was really starting to forget that. I have other hobbies outside of shifting. I love to read. I love playing video games. I love crochet. I love watching movies. And there's so much shit that I love doing that I felt like I wasn't doing in favor of shifting, or like shifting was getting brought into it. And I think it was just like messing with me and making me feel very resentful. And I think in a way, now a train goes off. I think in a way it was making me like really pissed off to even think about shifting, because I was just like, it's everything, you know? And I felt like it was coming at a really bad time. I was getting really overwhelmed because I was in a shifting slump. Why does the train keep going off? I was getting really overwhelmed because of the shifting slump. And then on top of it, I was really stressed out because of my birthday and the holidays coming and being like money struggling. Why is this train is bothering the shit out of me? I just really felt like, I don't know, like I had like no separation in my life. I felt like I was really struggling. I felt like I was making TikToks just to make them, not because I was actually enjoying myself. Felt like YouTube videos were becoming a chore. The podcast was becoming frustrating. I think you can even see it in season 2 that like Carly and I both, like in season 1, we were like so excited to be there. And in season 2, we're like, yep, we're here again. Like, I feel like you can tell, which side note, anyone who's watching this will notice, because I think this comes out on the 1st, that it's been a bit since there's been an episode of the podcast. We decided to take a brief break over the holidays without really like announcing it very well. Carly did talk about it in a Get Ready to Shift with Me that she posted on our joint channel. And we really feel like we should have taken a longer break between seasons. So we decided to take a holiday break. I'll dive into that more before, but just know we're not leaving. We're just on a break. So I just really felt like overly frustrated. I felt like I couldn't focus on anything in my life because shifting became so all-consuming that it was like, how can you sit here and play video games for an hour when you could be in your DR? And it started to weirdly feel like I owed something to myself, or like to the version of myself who was desperate to shift, and the version of myself who was new to shifting and was like really hurt that I wasn't spending all of my time on it. And I was just starting to feel really burnt out, and I was like, I don't want to think about shifting. I don't want to talk to people about shifting. I don't want to deal with shifting. I was firmly just in this camp of like, I want to focus on my life here. I want to have date nights with my wife and hang out with my friends and talk about something that isn't shifting. And I want to not deal with this. And it started to make it really hard to focus on work. And so I decided I was going to take a break. And then ironically enough, after I decided I was going to upload shifting TikTok compilations so that I could have a break, I got sick. I couldn't even enjoy having a break. So I actually still haven't had a break. It's the holidays and I'm working. This is me working. I went on TikTok live earlier. That's me working. And so I haven't had a break, which was really frustrating for me because I was really, really sick for like 2 weeks. And because I was sick for so long, orders got really horribly backed up. But I couldn't stop taking new orders because I was trying to get money to buy presents for people for Christmas. And then it all it just blew up around me because then I became behind. And now I'm still behind. Anybody who is waiting on a tarot order from me, hopefully you're not still in a week, but something tells me that you will be. I'm really trying. I'm trying my hardest. I have issues with my hands. Anybody who's been here for a while has heard me talk about it. I have a disability in this hand, here in this wrist, that shoots pain into the hand and up my arm from a previous workplace injury. And I already had carpal tunnel in this wrist since I was a teenager. That has not only worsened with age, but has also worsened because I have to compensate for this hand. And there are things I can no longer do with this hand that I can only do with this one. Washing my hair happens with only this hand. Carrying things happens only with this hand, that kind of thing. Most of my editing done with this hand, or it's done with both, and I favor this. But so I carry a lot of pain in my hands. So honestly, doing shifting readings sometimes hurts, and editing videos sometimes hurts. And I've been trying Don't mind me, I'm playing with D&D dice. I've been trying really hard to, I don't know, just catch up in general, because I feel really bad that people are waiting on me. And then it turned from I'm backed up because I'm sick to I'm backed up from when I was sick to now I'm backed up because I'm trying so hard to catch up and the disability is catching up to me and it's just getting really bad. So I've actually spent pretty much most of my holiday season either sick or injured or stressed out from work. When I catch up on behind orders, I'm not going to lie to you, because I'm kind of behind with YouTube now, I'm kind of considering taking a little break from doing readings, not like a long one, but maybe like a week or two, where I don't have to at all. I think it would be good for me to take like a week or two long break so that I can rest the wrist. That hurt. Did you hear that crack? I think it would be good for me to take a week or two break from doing readings just so that I can rest my wrist up and not be in as much pain when I'm doing readings. I think it would benefit me, and I think I'd be a lot more like physically comfortable that way. I don't think I'd be struggling as heavily. I love that I'm stacking D&D dice like this isn't gonna fucking backfire on me. I got all but 2 of them. This has nothing to do with this video, but I'm just going to show you anyway. I got this set of like mismatched metal dice. I don't even play D&D. I just like collecting D&D dice, which didn't start until I started playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is one of my favorite video games. But this is from a set that I got of like mismatched metal dice. It's my first and only mismatched set. And I decided to sit them on my desk, which is actually where you guys are sitting right now. That's something that's changed over the holidays. I got a desk courtesy of Carly, my lovely best friend. Bought me this desk for Christmas, so that I would have a place to answer emails and edit the podcast and edit my YouTube videos. So I do all of my computer work here now. I might eventually show you guys the desk when it's like fully done. It's almost done. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. But I have a couple of finishing touches that I want to put up. So when that's done, you guys will see it. TikTok will see it, that kind of thing. Something I can show you that I'm really excited about though, because I'm not allowed to have pictures of my SOs out here because it's not my house, and the person whose house it is was like, no, you can't have fictional characters on here. I bought this. It's a picture frame that somebody bought from an antique sale and sold it to me, and it's the kind that like folds up, and I have pictures that are Polaroids that I bought of some of my SOs. This is Arthur from my Peaky Blinders DR, Tony from my Marvel DR, this is Agatha from my Salem DR, and then, oh, if it doesn't reflect too much, this is Garrett from my Twilight DR. And I thought that this would be a fun thing. So like when I'm working, I unfold that and I have that on the desk with me. So that's your sneak peek into the desk, the dice and the pictures. There is some other stuff on here. I actually got some stuff for Christmas that is specifically for the desk, and it's really cute. Anyway, that's besides the point. But I don't know. I think it would be good for me to just have like a little break from doing readings. That way that I can focus on YouTube and pre-film some videos. I have a bunch of videos that I'm really excited about. But I also really want to be able to focus on here as well, because I feel like I need to get in the habit of pre-filming, because when I'm filming videos a week before they're supposed to go up and not finishing the editing until like the night before, it's stressing me out and making things worse. So I don't want to keep doing that. Before I continue with like talking about like videos and stuff, when it comes to how I'm feeling mentally about the slump, it feels a little easier to talk about shifting and to do shifting work, which is why I'm able to actually be catching up on orders and stuff. It's still kind of difficult because I still feel frustrated, but I feel like I've been moving through like stages of grief in a weird way. I feel like I went from this place of like, I was super irritated and I didn't want to think about shifting. I didn't want to talk about shifting. I didn't want to do shifting work, honestly, I just wanted to be left the fuck alone, you know? Like, I wanted to play video games and read books and hang out with my girlfriend and just, like, not be fucking bothered. And that really turned into, over a phase of a few weeks, I started to feel very apathetic, very numb, didn't really care, not like in general, but like about shifting. And I think I started to just feel like I wasn't mad. I just kind of didn't care. I was like, it's there. It's like saying guacamole is just there, you know, like doesn't elicit any emotion from me. It just kind of existed. And sometime in the last few weeks, that's really changed. Anybody who's on my other social media has heard about this. My TikTok has had to hear about it, especially the people in my TikTok live, which I've gone live twice in the last couple weeks. And I think going on live and talking to people about shifting is helping. But also something that has helped is I've made a Snapchat that is specifically for shifting. The username for it is in the description. The other Snapchat that I've been putting in the descriptions of my videos is just the same as my username here. It's my personal Snapchat. If I ever post anything on there, which is super rare, it's just like pictures of like my life. It's usually like if my sister and I are out somewhere, or like if I take pictures with me and my sister in them or something. But I don't really post on there a lot, especially about shifting, because I have people that I used to work with on there. So I got real nervous having coworkers from like 5 or 6 years ago see me posting about shifting YouTube videos. I was like, so I couldn't do that. No, it made me nervous. So I created a separate one. The username is BatShiftWowitz, which BatShift obviously because of the podcast, but Wowitz is the name that Carly and her small child call me because he can't pronounce my name. So I thought BatShiftWowitz would be a funny name. If you guys want to follow me there, I have been posting on there a lot, actually. I've been posting random thoughts about new DRs that I've been working on. I've been posting edits of significant others when I'm freaking out about them. I posted on there when I bought some new stuff that reminded me of my DR. I've been posting on there when I've been doing impromptu Q&As. I actually do, like, I've kind of been doing it like twice a week, where I post a link for Send Its and people can send in anonymous shifting questions. And I do that a couple times a week. So if you guys want to do shifting Q&As with me on a regular basis, if you guys want to hear before TikTok hears it, I tend to kind of talk to it like it's like a FaceTime with a friend. So you guys will get me being unfiltered with weird filters on my face. And by unfiltered, I mean 100%. You're not getting me just like this. You're getting me like mouthing off and saying shit that would get me flagged on TikTok. But I don't know. I think it's helping. I think going on live and talking to people about shifting has been helping because it really feels like more of a conversation rather than me posting videos and feeling like I'm screaming into the void. And the Snapchats, I think, are helping. And I feel like I'm slowly climbing my way out. In the last week and a half, 2-ish weeks, I've tried to shift twice. I tried to shift to, I can't remember if it was my Marvel DR or my Harry Potter DR, but it was one of the two. Sometime in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Nothing really came of it, but it felt nice to kind of like use the muscles again. And then I tried to shift last night, which I'm kind of learning trying to shift on a holiday is probably not a great idea because I kept getting anxious someone was going to come in and wake me up because it was Christmas morning. And so I kept feeling like I couldn't really relax and I was just like waiting for someone to come in. I thought about possibly trying to shift tonight, but I kind of just want to use the rest of the evening to relax. I already went on live for a couple of hours and I hung out with you guys. And I've been posting on the shifting Snapchat and I did family stuff all day long. And now I'm sitting here filming this for you guys and it's already like 20 minutes long and something tells me it's going to get up to like half an hour of raw footage. And I think I would just like some time to myself to sit down, drink some water, read from my Kindle and then go to bed. So I don't think I want to put the energy into shifting tonight. And also I don't really know what I'm in the mood for tonight. I feel like I am still feeling quite fickle with certain DRs, but I think it is getting better. I think I'm moving out of the apathetic stage. Something that I think is helping with that is your girl has a new hyperfixation. So as you can tell, in here, or where is he? Okay. So this is my man, Garrett, from my Twilight DR. He is in the last Twilight movie. I think I may have mentioned on here. Yeah, I did a Twilight lore drop long ago. I'm like, I think I mentioned Garrett. I did a Twilight lore drop, guys. But I have scripted Garrett in as my significant other, but this was one of those DRs where like I didn't feel super attached to my SO when I had Carlisle, and then it was kind of the same with Garrett. But sometimes I think the universe, especially when you are a shifter, leads you to certain things that lead you to a path you're supposed to find. And randomly I like really wanted to watch this show that Lee Pace, who plays Garrett, is in on Apple TV called Foundation. And I don't usually have Apple TV. We got a free trial subscription for a couple months when we had to switch phone carriers. And so I was like, all right, I might as well. We have it for free. It's just here. And it's a sci-fi show that's based off of a book series. It's actually a really good show. I don't usually fuck with sci-fi. I'm more of a fantasy person. Myself. But it's actually a really good show. It's very well written. Great diversity, great acting, very well cast, great plot twists. And Lee Pace plays an amazing villain. And his character in the show, Brother Day, is the bad guy. But he's also very well written, very complex, very entertaining, very interesting to watch. And he's, unfortunately, even though he's the bad guy and he's a terrible person, he's my favorite character. And I felt like weirdly attached to this character, and I kept going on my Snapchat being like, dudes, I don't want to have to ship for Brother Day. This can't happen. He's a fucking bad guy. I say that like Agatha Harkness is not in that picture frame, and she's a terrible person in canon. So I kept going on there and being like, maybe I should ship for Brother Day. And then people would respond to my Snapchats being like, Queen, don't do it. I'm looking at you, Felix. People would come onto my my Snapchats and be like, this is your... Someone sent me a send it, and I know it was Felix, and yes, I'm calling you out right to camera. That said, this is your daily reminder not to shift for Brother Day. And then when I brought Brother Day up on a TikTok live, Felix was in my comments going, you're talking about Brother Day again. So I felt like I was getting grounded. But I love his character. I just do. He's a huge asshole, and I really like him. Well, this started like a weird obsession with Lee Pace, and it's been bringing me a lot of serotonin, which I think I really needed because this time of year is incredibly hard for me. I don't like Christmas. I have a lot of like childhood shit that happened around Christmas that just like makes me hate the holidays. And I was really eager for Christmas to be over because I really just wanted to slip into this like gothic winter fantasy that was just like very Frankenstein vibes, very Nosferatu, very I'm going to stare out the window while it snows and think about the woes of humanity type shit. And I was very excited for that. But also on the other end of that, I'm also excited to drink iced coffee and read Ice Planet Barbarians while it's snowing outside. So I am a very dual-ended sword. I've been getting a lot of like serotonin and joy from this like random hyperfixation on Foundation and on Lee Pace. Well, because of that, I was like, okay, well, I need to watch other Lee Pace shit. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to rewatch the Hobbit movies. As I started rewatching the Hobbit movies, you know how I just got rid of my Hobbit DR? I'm a liar now. It's back. It's better than ever. I had absolutely no lore. Oh my god. Guys, my hair's getting so long. I need to get my ends trimmed. I think my hair appointment's in like 2 weeks just to get it thinned and then my ends done because it sounds awful. Like if I rubbed my hair together at the ends, it sounds crispy. But I'm not kidding. I didn't see this coming because I really was like so adamant of like, I mean, I might shift there someday, but maybe it's like a DR I'll have for like a day or just like, you know, randomly. I still feel that way about Lord of the Rings. because I feel like that's the media that I prefer. I like both sets of the movies. I love both trilogies. But I do think, as far as watching them, I prefer watching Lord of the Rings, which by the time that this comes out, because it'll be January, it's almost time for Lord of the Rings to be re-released in theaters. My sister and I are dying to go see it. We're only going to go see Fellowship because Boromir is our favorite character. So. But I feel like as far as watching the movies and like consuming the content, I've always really preferred watching Lord of the Rings because it's the one I've watched since I was a kid. So I really felt like I wanted to consume that one more, and then The Hobbit just kind of got lumped in there. And I didn't really feel that attached to Bard. It felt very similarly to like how I'd felt about Carlisle when I was like, I'm shifting to Twilight for Carlisle. I was just like, he's great, you know? But I didn't really like feel anything. Well, now that I'm hyperfixating on Lee Pace, this transferred to Thranduil. And my Thranduil obsession has gotten really bad. Like my friends had to listen to me talk about the fact that I did a deep dive on Middle Earth elf marriage and like their wedding traditions and like what kind of rings they have and how long they're engaged and where they wear the ring and what happens to an elf when their life mate is taken from them too soon, like this kind of shit. And I'm currently working on my new Hobbit DR where I'm shifting for Thranduil, and it's going to be dramatic because I am 100% main charactering this. Like I'm bringing in reincarnation tropes and true love. Like I'm being as obnoxious as I physically can be. I need you to understand that one. So that I think is helping me kind of get my bug back for shifting. I think Carly's the one who told me, like, when you're going through Slump, like the best thing that you can do is like have a DR to focus on for a little while, that's new, and like, you know, pull yourself out of it with that. So I'm allowing myself to work on this and be excited about this. When I've tried to shift a couple times, I don't remember where I was trying to shift like a week and a half ago. I know it was to either Marvel or Harry Potter. The one last night was for sure Marvel. I was tempted to try to shift to Harry Potter because Harry Potter screams very like Christmas to me. But I saw an edit of Tony that made me miss him and made me emotional. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I woke up this morning not in the mood for that DR at all. So I'm still feeling really, really finicky, but I'm feeling okay about that. So basically, I'm not as deep in the slump as I was before. I am working my way out of it, but I am still kind of in it. So it's very 50-50. I'm better than I was before. So that's kind of my update on where I've been mentally for the last couple months and on where I'm at now. I could be in a completely different place by the time this video goes up in a week. As far as the podcast, just a little heads up, if you guys didn't see the video that Carly posted, it would have been this past Saturday. Go check it out. It's listed under like big announcement or something like that. It's just her doing like a 10-minute get ready to shift with me video while she talks very in depth about what I'm about to briefly mention. We are both extremely busy because holiday stuff has been happening. But also, you know, she's got a small child who she homeschools, and she also does subliminals for her YouTube channel and her Patreon, which you should check out both in the description. She does the best subliminals in the game. And then we've been also doing the podcast, and she has a PR job on the side. And I've also been dealing with my readings, and I can only push myself so much because of my disabilities. We're also both neurodivergent, mentally ill people, and we can only handle so much. And we think trying to do all of this without really giving ourselves a break for the holidays kind of bit us in the ass. So even though we originally were going to keep posting through the holidays, something we decided to do instead was give ourselves an impromptu break for a few weeks. So we are going to bring the podcast back in January. I could be wrong about the date, but I want to say it's like January 10th. But we will be back in January. We've done the first half of the season. There's going to be 10 episodes like there was last season. But something that we did decide to do is we are going to take a longer break in between seasons 2 and 3 than we did between 1 and 2. Seasons 1 and 2 were only about 4 to 6 weeks apart, something like that. We didn't really get much of a break during that because we pre-filmed by like a week. So between the fact that we were having to edit the podcast and then the pre-filming is later, we're constantly working on it. Like, even though you guys see it every other week, like, we're still doing it every week because either we're filming that week or we're editing that week. There is no week we get off of it kind of thing. So we really need time away from the podcast, not because we don't love it or because we're going to quit, because we don't want to. We love doing the podcast. It's literally us getting to hang out with each other and with you guys. We love it. We love the podcast. But we feel we should have taken a longer break. 4 to 6 weeks didn't really give us anything. So we don't know how long we're going to take, but we're going to take a few months, bare minimum. We think that we need to take a longer amount of time so that we can come back, trudge our way through the winter, catch up on other work that we have, give me time to pre-film my stuff, give her time to work on subliminals, give her time to focus on PR, give me time to work on readings, give both of us time to spend time with family and on our mental health and on TikTok and on our shifting journey and, with each other and stuff. So we are going to take a longer break between seasons 2 and 3, but we are by no means leaving, and there definitely will be a season 3. We just need time to not feel burnt out on it, because I think we came back way too soon, and we just wanted to be able to show you guys that we weren't going to be part of the group of people who were always like, yeah, we're going to have this podcast, and then they leave after like a season. So we tried to do that, and all we did was burn ourselves out. So there will be a longer break, but we promise we are going to come back. And then in the meantime, she and I are both still going to be on TikTok. Her subliminals are still going to be going up on YouTube and Patreon. And obviously I'm still going to be posting here. We also do both have shifting Snapchats at this point. So you can always just find our shit. I list her socials in the description along with mine, so you can find hers. Also, while you're down in the description looking for her stuff, the Google form for video ideas for my channel are going to be down there. That is not where you're sending questions for a shifting Q&A. That will be a different form for a different day, so don't send shifting questions there. If you send me any questions there, they're going to get ignored. So just if you have any ideas for videos you want to see me make for this channel, especially if they're shifting related, leave those in that form and I will be able to go back and look at that later. And while you're in the description, like I said, check out the podcast and the Discord associated with it. You have to be 18 or older to join it. My email is in the description. If you want to be able to get a shifting reading from me, I charge $15 US. I take payment via Venmo or PayPal. And I can get you a channeled reading from someone in your DR or advice readings from your higher self or your spirit guides. I love helping you guys with stuff like that. I am a little behind at the moment, so if you do email and either I take a long time to respond or I'm on vacation when you send it, please don't hold it against me, because once I catch up, I am going to take a break. I think something that I'm going to do is I'm going to stop replying to my emails in a couple days. Like, I'm going to let people know who I'm in current talks with, like, hey, I'm going to disappear for a little bit once I go on break, because I still have a few readings to catch up on, and I'm just having to pace myself because of, my wrist and shit. But I'm going to take some me time to not be doing that, and I'll still be doing YouTube and stuff, but, like, it's harder to do readings, like, physically on my body than it is to do YouTube, so I think that's all I have to say. I just kind of wanted to update you guys on where I was at with all of this. Sorry this video is so impromptu and that I'm just like sitting in the spare room where my desk is at. Keep forgetting that's there. I did not decorate this room. The only thing that I'm in charge of is this desk, so everything else in here is not mine. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys had good holidays and you're having a good new year. And I will talk to you later. Bye.